How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and we have a lot of things to talk about today. The first thing I do want to discuss is going to be the reworks to Human Torch thing, which we're going to be talking about in this blog. Now, I am hard at work, already working on the updated infographics for the Fantastic Four MCU team. You can see here we have the Human Torch. I do need to update the tag on here to where it does say the MCU. I need to put my thoughts in. I want to do a lot more testing on that. And I'm still working to getting the ISO counter assist along with where they're ranking with their stats for Human Torch and the thing right here. So when we do start talking about like the T4s and everything, we'll kind of take a look to see what's going to be important. That needs to be updated. So it's a work in progress, as you see. But first, let's go ahead and talk about this vlog. So Fantastic Four MCU. No matter what corner of the multiverse you're in, there's one family you don't ever want to mess with, the Fantastic Four. Strike called on this family years ago for help, and Fury is assembling a new version with these special assignments, Arenas. This is that updated Arena team, and Arena teams historically have been so impactful on the game because they're not only the main source of where you're going to be getting your power cores from, they usually flex in other game modes, and not usually the best in those game modes, but they're usually like a strong A tier, which I'm hoping this team's going to end up playing that way. They did leave a lot of theory crafting open to this because you only need 3 members to really get those new kits to work based on what we've seen in that Strike Spot video. So arriving to create the Fantastic Four MCU team are Mr. Fantastic MCU, Invisible Woman MCU, and Franklin Richards, which again, I'm so excited to bring him to the game. His kit does look insanely powerful with that new battlefield effect and that silence ability. I wonder if they're going to kind of do like a meme to where like if you're going against Black Bolt, it just shuts him down. That'd be kind of hysterical in my opinion. So you can't have the Fantastic Four without the Thing and Human Torch. So you're going to be getting updates to prepare them for the modern enemies they'll face. Here's a look at this new team. The Ultimate and Special Family, the new characters of this Fantastic Four MCU team bolster each other with passive abilities that fire off when a Fantastic Four MCU ally uses either their special or ultimate ability. Mr. Fantastic MCU is going to barrier himself and all allies, which they talked about in that video yesterday. It's a pretty cool mechanic as far as making them a protector, and he's still going to have that taunt mechanic they said as well. Invisible Woman MCU's attacks the most injured enemy for piercing damage before gaining stealth, and they said when she has stealth, she's going to be getting that extra crit chance and crit damage, so that's really cool. Franklin Richards fills the speed bar for himself and his allies. This says allies, not Fantastic Four. So I'm kind of curious because here, this also said allies as well. So that does leave it definitely open to where you can kind of plug in those Professor X teams and make that uber powerful team. But do we really want to do that when we can kind of use those characters in other teams and really make an impact there? So I'm really curious what theory crafting implementations we're going to be coming up with. That wasn't a word, but I'll take it. So Mr. Fantastic MCU, the Family Protector. The man with an elastic body shows how a father bends so others don't break. His protector kit shields his family from damage while also dishing out attacks. And it's really cool as far as like how their powers really reflect their personality. Mr. Fantastic always stretching himself so thin. Invisible Woman kind of feeling like she's not there. Human Torch kind of being that hothead, and Thing just kind of being the rock of the family. So I really love that about this family, and in the comics and everything, it's really cool. Really cool. Invisible Woman MCU, Stealth Punishment. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world, so watch out. Invisible Woman MCU not only slugs anyone in her path, but she does so from the shadows. Franklin Richards, Silencing Enemies. He may be a kid, but he is powerful beyond his years. Franklin Richards not only manipulates effects on both sides of the battle, but he also introduces a new negative effect and a new battlefield effect that will warp reality in his family's favor. So as far as the updates goes for Human Torch, he's going to be getting a massive health, damage, armor, focus, and resistance. He's like a 4-year-old character that's never been touched, so he needs those high stats. His basic is a hot shot. Let's go ahead and jump over to here so we can kind of see it all laid out. So attack, primary target for 280% damage applied to bleeds, going to be on the basic. The special, gain +2 offense up for a maximum of 5. Apply +1 offense up to a maximum of 3 to all allies. This does not say Fantastic Four. That means when you start plugging those other characters in, like say a Quasar, Professor X, Odin, that special is going to be giving offense up to them, which is insanely powerful. And he does have that speed of 127. Right there, speed 127. For the ultimate, this is going to be like a turn 2, turn 3 ability, depending if they can get ability energy. Clear a barrier from all enemies, attack all enemies for 400% damage, and apply offense down, heal block, and to bleed. This attack is unavoidable, cannot be countered. So you do see a lot of bleeds on here with the basic and down here on the ultimate. So do you want to make him a striker? Not quite. So for his passive, on turn, flip 3 negative effects into positive effects on self. So if he has like a offense down, that's going to go into an offense up. If he has a disrupt, that's going to go to immunity, stuff like that. On a Fantastic Four ally turn, gain assist now. So that really means skirmisher and then making the others striker, because that's going to cause triple taps on every single character for the Fantastic Four. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right off the top of my head is going to be a skirmisher. Alternative is going to be that striker to really ramp up those bleeds and get the extra bleeds on here. Again, I'm still trying to find out what the ISO assist for this character is going to end up being. If this character has 2 or more Fantastic Four allies, when this character successfully attacks an enemy, prolong the duration of all negative effects, excluding trauma, silence, ability block, stun, by 1 up to maximum of 3. So that's a really powerful passive ability. Still having that speed of 127. It's still very fast in this meta. It's basically on par with like Odin. So if he was like 128 in that sweet spot, that would be amazing. However, remember how in the blog right here, it says that Franklin Richards is going to be giving speed to the team. So fill speed bar for himself and allies. So that 127 with that speed bar fill is going to be insanely powerful. Let's go ahead and check out the thing as far as his reworked stats goes. 236 health, 203 damage, 185 armor, 185 focus, 186 resistance. Now, something I do want to point out before we start going into it is you can see here how the damage actually went from 340 on the special down to 250. And they kind of added in where the war stuff is baked into the ability itself. The bonus attacks also went down from 280 to 150. So that is something I do want to point out. But because of his damage stat, kind of getting that 203% increase when he already was hitting really hard with those old stats, I think that's going to kind of balance it out in a way. I think that's going to be more for if he gets like an offense up, so that way this just isn't deleting people outright. I think that was more for the balancing issues. For the ultimate, that didn't change either. So let's go ahead and check out the infographic on here. So basic is going to be 350% damage, just damage, nothing else kind of added onto that. The special is going to be attack primary target for 250% damage, plus flip, deflect, minor deflect, and death proof. Bonus attack 4 times for 150% damage. This cannot be blocked, which is really cool. For the ultimate, attack primary for 550% damage, clear all positive effects. Apply stun for 1 turn, disrupt for 2 turns, trauma for 2 turns to primary target. This is in all game modes. The issue is I don't see this being valuable in Cosmic Crucible because he does have that speed of, let me go ahead and scroll over. He has that speed of 100. That is a very, very slow character. So that means that we can't really get that theory crafting where we can maybe plug him in and really take advantage of that ultimate ability to just get that turn 1 stun. In War is a different picture. In War, on spawn, fill speed bar by 15% plus 15% per new Avenger and Fantastic Four ally. When this team goes live for their reworks, I'm immediately throwing like Human Torch and Thing with the new Avengers and just taking advantage of this. I might end up using them on offense. I'm not quite sure yet. It might just be a defensive team to see if I can trip some people up. Superior 6 may still counter it pretty well. I'm kind of curious how that's going to play out. When an enemy attacks this character, a Fantastic Four ally, or a new Avenger ally, if this character does not have ability block, attack that enemy for 275% piercing. That is insane with that extra damage stat that he just got. Now in war, if the target is a chargeable protector, clear 5 charge. This cannot be resisted. 2 characters come to mind. Ms. Marvel Classic, Mephisto. Mephisto is a chargeable protector enemy, so being able to knock those charges off of him is incredible. Ms. Marvel Classic to get rid of those charges so you can actually get that control, knock those positive effects off of her. That's going to be really key. So that's why I'm kind of thinking maybe using Human Torch thing, throw some other characters with them, maybe the new Avengers, have them ready in case I run across those. I want to do some war testing to see how this is going to actually play out. Now, I do want to end up jumping in game because there's something I do want to discuss in here. If we go in game, all right, so we're finally in game, and there's a couple things I want to discuss. Like I mentioned, the first being the diamond store, right? Well, not the diamond store, the Intel store. So I already have Xavier. I've been being vigilant in only purchasing G20s in here. I now have an influx of about 650,000 Intel currency. There are certain materials I'm actively looking for. Bio gear because of the Fantastic Four team. We saw in the video that they're all bio characters, including Franklin Richards, which that's going to be a whole nother topic because I thought he was going to be a mutant character. Long story short is they kind of retconned it where he's not a mutant, so he's not an Omega level mutant. He's a bio character because Xavier just kind of squashed the whole you're a mutant thing. Fine, cool, I'm okay with that. So I'm farming bio gear, I'm farming some mutant gear right now because I do want to get ready for that Hellfire Club. We ended up doing a vote on the Marvel Strike Force website for the Hellfire Club, and Azazel ended up winning. Based on the time frame, mutant should end up being, or Hellfire Club should end up being after the Fantastic Four team. I want to stockpile as much mutant gear as possible. So because of the leaderboard event that we're currently on right now for the Fiery Incarnate right here, this mutant gear, I'm stockpiling this for preparation of the Hellfire Club. That's what I'm doing. I'm still purchasing some as well just because of that. I have a lot of pop-ups right now. I am also purchasing skill gear because I ran really low, so I do want to get this back up to where I have about 75 of each, so that way I can take a character up if I'm ready to be able to do that. So we have bio gear, mutant gear, and that skill gear. I don't need tech. I'm not really purchasing or taking a lot of tech characters up. If we end up taking a look right here, for tech, I'm at 158, 146. I basically can take up 2 tech characters right now. Mystic, I am low on this because I just got done taking the Accursed team up, minus Mordo. Skill 35, 31. Bio, I'm at 150, 115. Mutant, I'm at 58, 48. So why am I showing you this? These prices right here do not entice me in the slightest. I would love to have a 3 diamond silver sable. That would be amazing. But I'm not going to blow my full stash and leave me at 200,000 Intel currency when I have 48 days left of the Intel store. I don't want to set myself back for one character to get an additional diamond. It's not worth it to me. I'm really curious who this is geared towards. The Krakens, they would have already gotten the 3 diamonds and all these characters, I assume. I don't want to just say they have it and be incorrect about that due to the leaderboards. The whales also, they probably have 2 or 3 diamonds. I got lucky. I pulled the 2 diamond from the Vigilante orb. That's how I got my diamonds. I think that's how I got it for her. The character shards, I'm still not enticed to spend my currency to get additional stars or things on these. Helverine, I pulled a lot and I got lucky. I almost have a 6-star Helverine. My Hyperion, I'm at 6-star. My Songbird, I'm at 5 stars. I would love to get her more stars because I use her all the time, but the pricing for those don't outweigh the benefits of Gear Tier 20. So basically, I'm looking for those three things. Basically, skill, bio, and mutant pieces. That's all I'm doing. And basically, I'm trying to calculate how much currency I'll have with X amount of days. Once that ends up hitting that mark, I'm just going to purchase all the Gear 20s, no matter what it is, and just not let this convert over to the store currency. Because for the store currency, I'm still at about 67 million. I didn't end up pulling all of the gold because I'm good on gold. I have almost 200 million gold. Training mats, I end up pulling that one. For training mats, I'm at 264 and 31,000. I'm good on training mats. I'm just purchasing those from the arena store every single day as well. So that's one thing I wanted to kind of discuss is what I'm doing in the Intel store. And these prices, I just think they're kind of not priced accurately, because those still going for Xavier are only purchasing Gear 20. The Krakens and Whales, they probably already have 2 or 3 diamonds on those, so it's not going to be worth doing that when you can still get the Gear 20 pieces. And those still farming for Xavier's just going to be purchasing Gear 20. So I'm curious who's this price towards. That's one thing I want to discuss. The other thing is on my Discord channel. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I want to give a huge shout out to the people on my Discord. Now, I gave a message on here yesterday, basically apologizing on here. I haven't been as vigilant on kind of being as active with you guys as I have in the past. I have a baby on the way coming in about 2 or 3 months, so I'm really getting ready for baby time to come around. So I'm just trying to make sure mama's comfortable and everything like that, trying to do fatherly duties and all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys can forgive me on that portion. But in regards to this event over here, so if we go back in game, I'm kind of jumping all over. I do apologize for that. There's currently a weekly Harbinger event where there's about 6 days left on here. This kind of went over my head because I do have all of the characters, so I wasn't sure how difficult this was going to end up being. Weekly is going to be earn fiery incarnate orb fragments. You're going to have 2,000 on here, 10,000 and 20,000. So this right here is about 300 currencies that goes towards this. That is a lot, and basically kind of gets you all of the Helverine shards, gets you the monthly event that goes into this one over here. I was not aware that the accursed tower, you need the full team on there. I kind of missed that in the blog because, again, I've been kind of busy with everything. So they end up mentioning in my Discord channel how when they don't adjust the points, it's the first command milestone, which is not free to play achievable, even with reasonable amount of power cores. We're going to be having Hood come out soon. That would end up getting you the 4 characters. I don't know if that's going to end up coming before this event ends, and then you'd have to core for Satana to get those cores or the orbs through the tower mode. So I was kind of asking my Discord. Koka's end up saying the tower's not free to play. It's not free to play. Our Cursed Tower is definitely not free to play. This is what I meant with reasonable amount of power cores. We get Helverine for free, but you have to core 2 tunes in order to enter, which the tower goes on for the 2 weeks. However, you have the 6 days, as I kind of showed you, to be able to get that portion done. So those orb fragments are not available in the orb fragments are also achievable in the elite missions in Battle World, which is currently on a rotation for 2 days. You'd be able to get those portions done. So I haven't done this yet. Let's go ahead and do this live right now. We're gonna end up jumping into Battle World and taking a look to see how many orbs we actually get on those elite missions. So if we go to enter here, zone 1, the elite mission right here, we have, where are you? There are no, oh, here they are. So 16,000 of the orbs right here. They can see above me right there. So that's 16,000 right there for zone 1. For zone 2, we go over here. That's going to be another 16,000. So that's 32,000 right there. Zone 3 is 18,000. So that's 32 plus 18. So that's 50,000 orb fragments right there. If we go back over here, that does get you over the limit on here. So you do need to go through the battle world portion on there. And then if you end up going into the Omega Red event right here, you are able to get these orbs right here. Now, I haven't been doing the 50 cores in here. I have a 6 red Omega Red, and even with the battle pass and coring this, it's unlikely for me to get that 7 stars, unfortunately. But this is a way to get those orbs as well. So 50,000, that is going to get you the weekly on here by quite a bit. And that's at difficulty 5 also. I do want to point that out. We're doing difficulty 5, which is the max difficulty. For the lower difficulties, let me know if like difficulty 4, 3, 2, 1 is able to get to that 20,000 mark. I am really curious about that. That is going to set you back on the leaderboard if you can't do the Accursed Tower. I haven't done my battle world yet. I'm sitting at about 2,500. I did have campaign energy saved up for this as well. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. I'm just kind of taking this as it is. I use my campaign energy. I'm doing the tower. I still need to do negative zone. I believe there's some orbs in the negative zone. Let's go ahead and jump in there. Yeah, so you do get those orbs in negative zone as well. For the 100% completion, I don't see those orbs in the 100% completion. There should be all the way through as well. Yeah, 125. So it's not a lot. I need to do my 2 runs of that. This is probably going to get me 2 orb pulls, I'm guessing. 12 times 125. Yeah. So that's going to get me like 1, maybe 2 orb pulls. So that is something I do want to keep in mind for you guys. It does look like this is achievable, but I passed the information along. I'm kind of burned out with negative zone. I don't know about you guys. They did open this up though. For negative zone Harbinger, you are able to use all characters. So if you go to like launch on here, you can see you can use your entire roster. That's going to make it easier for you guys, so you don't have to like really struggle. So you should be able to complete those in like 1 day per thing instead of having to wait based on that one node that was terrible with APOC and everything. That node was terrible. But I know I kind of rambled on for a bit. I just wanted to pass those things along. Hopefully you guys got some information out of this video. Those infographics that I showed earlier, those are going to be available. These right here, these are going to end up being available once the full team is out. I'm just still working on this, and I'm currently working on Vigilante. I need to get that one done. I put a poll out on my Discord saying, hey, what teams do you want? There was a tie between Starjammers and Vigilante. So I'm going to do the Fantastic Four MCU. I'm going to do Vigilante, then I'm going to do Starjammers. Then I'll put another poll out. So keep an eye out for these infographics, because I know you guys are loving them. And thank you. I do appreciate you guys appreciating the time I put into these. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this long rambling video. If you did, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.